Hello friends, and welcome back to Alien Protocols, the Advanced Protocols Data Project. As we've discussed in previous videos, UFOs somehow have an ability to connect to physical craft, physical objects, but also connect directly to consciousness. They can connect to human beings, and human beings can connect to them. But lately, science and the government and governments around the world are in a frenzy to discover the secrets of their gravity manipulation. And in this drawing, you can see how an object increasing its gravity bends space-time towards it. And there's much humans don't understand. We don't understand dark matter, we don't understand dark energy, and that's 90% of our universe, basically. But if we can expand space behind us, or lift space behind us with negative matter, then the craft is essentially on like a hill, and it just falls forward. The government is very actively investigating negative matter. But there's a big difference between anti-gravity and gravity nullification. In a negative matter scenario, it's essentially like neutral buoyancy. It's not propulsion, it's just not matter. It doesn't have the traditional weight in our universe. It doesn't grab onto the Higgs field the way that normal matter does. And if you can achieve that, either through rapidly rotating electromagnetic fields and superconductivity, or numerous other ways, you can neutralize gravity around you. But there are other ways we've discussed in previous videos: constraint vectoring, where if you can pinch space-time behind you, essentially like squeezing a tube of toothpaste, you will be squirted this direction. You will be propelled that direction. And if you can move those focal points anywhere in the craft, you can go those directions as well. And of course, the big, everyone is talking about cold fusion. How do they get cold fusion? How do they get cold fusion in warp drives? All of these technologies combine. They really interrelate. Anti-gravity requires power, and propulsion requires power, and a tremendous amount of power. But propulsion doesn't have to be long wormholes that travel tremendous distances. They can be teeny tiny little wormholes that pull the craft forward very quickly, but just short distances. And you set those up in a dominoes, and the craft is pulled forward. And different craft, like the Tic Tac, are using different methods. And the government and governments around the world are all investigating fusion in a bunch of different ways. But IEC fusion is one of the hot forms right now. It's an electrostatic confinement type of fusion. Essentially, you create a vacuum, and electrostatically you create kind of a well where the elements fall into, the molecules and atoms fall into and fuse. And you need great pumps, vacuum pumps, to pull out the air, and all these technologies. It's such a race around the world: the power, the anti-gravity, and the propulsion. But science and technology, we're all racing from the past to now to the future. And there is this big international race. The clock is ticking. It's not just for anti-gravity, though. China, Russia, India, Israel, the UK, the US, Peru. Countries after countries are searching for this stuff. Because they want to make weapons out of all these different technologies, and they would be devastating weapons. Transformative weapons. But also, this technology could be so transformative for society and humanity and the biosphere. So it's not really about a historic technological race on all these fronts. It's about the human race. We have to get this into our thick skulls. We have to convince our leaders that the future is important enough to be brave for. And that these kids, the future, and the biosphere is worth it. Are we brave enough to do what it takes? Are we brave enough? I think the people are. I don't think the leaders are. It's up to you and me, gang. I think you guys know what to do. Just don't do nothing. Get involved somehow. You know, we all have a collective consciousness on this planet. There is a collectiveness. There's so much we don't know about reality and this universe. And if you actualize positivity, if you think positive, if you help one other person, you are making a difference. So if anyone needs help, if you need meditation advice, anything, just reach out to us. If you have any insights on any of this stuff, email us at ALIENPROTOCOLS@gmail.com. Much love to you and yours.